Learning from history. The only thing we learn from history, it has been said, is that men never learn from history. A sweeping generalization, perhaps, but one which the chaos in the world today goes far to confirm. What, then, can the reason why, in a society which claims to probe every problem, the bases of history are still so completely unknown? Several reasons for the futility of our historical studies may be suggested. First, our historical work is limited to short periods, the history of our own country, or that of some past age, which, for some reason, we hold in respect. Second, even within these short periods, the slant we give to our narrative is governed by our own vanity rather than by objectivity. If we are considering the history of our own country, we write at length of the periods when our ancestors were prosperous and victorious, but we pass quickly over their shortcomings or their defeats. Our people are represented as patriotic heroes, their enemies as grasping imperialists or subversive rebels. In other words, our national histories are propaganda, not well-balanced investigations. Third, in the sphere of world history, we study certain short, usually unconnected, periods which fashion at certain epochs has made popular. Greece, 500 years before Christ, and the Roman Republic and the early Roman Empire are cases in point. The intervals between the great periods are neglected. Recently, Greece and Rome have become largely discredited, and history tends to become increasingly the parochial history of our own countries. To derive any useful instruction from history, it seems to me essential, first of all, to grasp the principle that history, to be meaningful, must be the history of the human race. For history is a continuous process, gradually developing, changing, and turning back, but in general moving forward in a single mighty stream. Any useful lessons to be derived must be learned by the study of the flow of the human development, not by the selection of short periods here and there in one country or another. Every age and culture is derived from its predecessors, adds some contribution of its own, and passes it on to its successors. If we boycott various periods of history, the origin of the new cultures which succeeded them cannot be explained. Physical science has expanded its knowledge by building on the work of its predecessors, and making millions of careful experiments, the results of which are meticulously recorded. Such methods have not yet been employed in the study of world history. Our piecemeal historical work is still mainly dominated by emotion and prejudice.